VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM Channel 158. It's Gil Alexander. It's Kelly Bidlin on a Friday morning. I mentioned Friday twice already now. We have so much to get to today. So much.
Hey, it's a busy Friday morning.
Yes, and because it's Friday, you know what that means. Hour number 2, Fiutak and Fezzik. Chris Fiutak, the Bear from Fox Sports, or as we like to spell it, Kiers Fiutak. You love that I always call that out?
Yes, it's great.
Thanks,
fantastic.
Thanks for pointing out the spelling error. And Steve Fezzik, everything on his mind sports betting-wise. Fiutak will have all his picks across the sports betting landscape. Fezzik's got a seminar beginning today.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a seminar today and tomorrow. I wonder if he's nervous.
I wonder if he is, too.
Nerviosa.
I haven't even texted him yet. Steve, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to make it. I can take the car in, man. What a sucky Friday. I got a horrible Friday ahead of me. Like, just the car with the engine light. Like, you never know how bad that's going to be, you know? How many hours? How many thousands of dollars? Sorry, Gil.
Sorry to hear that. You want to talk more? You want to complain more about this? Or?
Just life, okay. Man.
Right.
Life being
curious.
life, you know?
We will also, in the first hour, talk to our own Adam Burke, how he's feeling about the Guardians losing Shane Bieber, keeping Stephen Kwan in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pete Fiutak. Wait a minute, you booked Fiutak? Some college football with Peter Fiutak from the Heartland. Looking forward to that. We'll ask him about his big picture thoughts heading into the college football season. Where do we begin? Okay, let's do. We got a bunch. 1, tennis picks. Let's get those out of the way. Yesterday, 1 and 2. Second consecutive day of a 1 and 2. Led by a set in all 3 of these matches. Only got one of them home.
Oof.
Yeah, yesterday.
Hey, what do you call this tournament? If I was just saying,
it's a great, but some people call it the Canadian Open.
I was destroying Zach for this, by the way.
Some people call it like the Rogers something or other. I
think it's technically called the National Bank Open.
That's correct. It's a bank. There's a bank involved.
National Bank Open.
I just say the men are in Toronto,
but then the
and
Canadian
the women are
Open.
in Montreal.
And if you go to the sports books, which matters for our audience the most, you're usually looking for ATP Toronto, WTA Montreal.
I prefer talking about your engine light over this. No, I don't know. It's men in Toronto. It's women in Montreal.
I'm just trying to help people.
For the Canadian Open.
The other one that I've caught that's confused people is there's a lot of books. If you're looking to bet NFL preseason, a lot of books are listing it under a separate area away from NFL. So people are freaking out going to the NFL tab, and they're like, I only see week 1 games.
Why would they do this?
I don't know. I don't know. DraftKings has done it. Caesars is doing it, though. Like, you got to go back and go to NFL preseason.
3 picks today, all on the men's side in Toronto.
Wow.
All at Toronto. Artur Fils, plus 128 versus Yuri Lehechka is pick number 1. Jakub Mensik versus Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Pick number 2, he's at minus 101. And then Fabian Marosan, plus 101 versus Flavio Kobeli. Would you like to repeat those now? No.
Flavio Kobeli.
So Fils, that's spelled F-I-L-S. He's the dog in this.
Arthur Fils.
F-I-L-S, Artur Fils, young, great French player. But these are all great matches. Menchik, and Marosan. Fils, Menchik, Marosan. Those are the 3 all on the men's side today in tennis. All right, baseball trade deadline yesterday. Everybody does the winners and losers thing. I think we covered it pretty much as thoroughly as we could be 24 hours ago, because during the show, Mason Miller went to the Padres among the big moves. Shane Bieber did go earlier to the Blue Jays. But you gotta, if you're a Padres fan, or if you're a Mariners fan, obviously the Mariners acquiring both of the guys from the Diamondbacks and Josh Naylor and then Eugenio Suarez, they got to feel good about themselves. Beat the Rangers last night 6-0. We'll see if this makes the difference for the Mariners. Still question marks for me in their lineup, although that certainly helps. At least they're going for it. I love to see that with teams going for it. I'm feeling great about my Tigers-Padres World Series matchup now at 66-1 with Mason Miller added to what is already, maybe by some folks' opinion, the best bullpen in baseball. So I love that. Mets and Phillies did very well. If you're the Cubs and the Brewers, that was a little odd, a little they were very chill compared to those teams. And again, I'm
Good
always
point. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by the other side. I always talk about this, which is just imagine being a Diamondbacks fan or a Giants fan or a Twins fan. And, not even 3 quarters into the season, right? We're just shy of the 3-quarter mark.
And you're definitely not completely out of it.
It's just a funny feeling just to basically tell your fan base at this point, yeah, this is the way this sport works. So let's all enjoy August and September together. I'll see you at the ballpark. Yeah, no. All the Twins did hang on to Ryan and Buxton, I guess, but Correa goes to the Astros. Anyway, we talked about was something actionable or not. If you're doing anything with the Mariners or the Padres, I would do them for beyond the division. Although if you said which would you do for the division, I would actually lean Padres to get there more than I would the Mariners. I think the Astros stave off, and then there's the Rangers in the mix in the AL West. I do think there's a world where the Padres overcome the Dodgers now in the NL West. Just so I thought it was basically what I'm saying is I thought that was a pretty awesome, based on where we thought we were 48 hours ago. I thought it ended up being a pretty good trade deadline, pretty exciting in the end. Baseball. Did you see this game? There's only 3 games in
Padres
baseball.
plus 750. You interested in just a little sprinkle? We talked about this yesterday.
I may sprinkle that. I mean,
it's a 3-game lead, and you're getting over 7-1.
Sprinkle me, man. The other thing, there's 3 games in baseball yesterday. Did you see the Reds Braves game?
Can I ask you one more trade deadline question real quick?
Oh, yes, please.
Dustin May goes to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Is that a knock on May, or do the Dodgers just have too much? They literally have too much that they can't even use this guy.
They have too much.
That's all I want to know. It's incredible.
Braves and Reds yesterday. I was sitting at the Caesars Sportsbook with Todd, our buddy Todd Wishnev.
Did you have some comfy chairs?
Star of the Megapod. No, and it smelled like the chimney in there.
Oh no!
For God's sake.
Were you at the bar?
And that was just Wishnev. The rest, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't smoke. So he had the Reds in this game. So it's 3-3 in the 8th, and the Braves put up an 8 spot in the top of the 8th. For those who missed this, and so Wishnev, he's like, this game is over. This is terrible. It's terrible. The Reds then proceed in the bottom of the 8th, down 11-3. The first 8 men get on and score to tie it up at 11 with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. And Wishnev looks at me and he goes, watch, I'll still lose this. It would be the greatest win ever. I will still lose this. Why, Kelly? Because Hashem, of course, he says. So guess what? He lost it at extras, 12-11. But anyway, I tweeted, I was like, you can watch a million baseball games and this never happened. Stuckey, who I've never met, by the way, but Stuckey, who's been on Twitter and sports gambling for all these years, he unearthed that there was a game in 2017 where there were crazy 8s, if you will, in a frame in a White Sox game. But those are the only 2 documented games in the history of Major League Baseball where this has happened, and then one of the 2 was last night. It's amazing.
It is nutty. I mean, it's insane to see happen. And of course, I have no idea what the live betting numbers were, but they had to been out of control, right? I mean, when you go down that much,
I wish I had looked.
And how many people actually put a bet in, right?
I just love that Wishnev. He's I'm still going to lose.
This is like Todd's declaring the game over. Not many people are being like, "Oh, let me rush to put in a money line bet now."
I would have told you the sportsbook was going crazy, but there was 16 people in the sportsbook. So
really?
Till Wednesday, Thursday night in the middle of the end of July.
I guess I don't really spend much time.
Yeah.
But it's still Caesars Sportsbook. Wow.
I don't know if you've heard, but occupancy is down in this here town of Las Vegas. And the other thing last night, of course, the Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and the Lions. Read into, result what you will. Chargers rolled them. Trey Lance looked pretty good, I guess. Do you want to call Lombardi and tell him that Trey Lance looked pretty good? He may want to know. He may be interested in that information.
Trey Lance looked awesome, I thought. Yeah. I'm not that guy who tries to, I never try to overreact to anything you see in preseason training camp. But, man, he had some throws. Well, I mean, you've held the clipboard for all these years. This ought to be the moment, right? Should be.
Yeah. I mean, look, and the big thing for us around here, again, and this can't be emphasized enough, 86-year-old Brent Musberger, co-founder of VSiN.
He was the star of the show.
Pro Football Hall of Fame's greatest recognition for a media award is the Pete Rozelle Award. For anyone in the media, is the Pete Rozelle Award, and Brent is the recipient of that. And it's the annual prize awarded to a media member who exhibits excellence, Kelly, in and around the booth, both in radio and television. And good God, if that's not Brent Musburger, I don't know what is. So Maria Taylor interviewed him before the game last night. He got some booth time with Collinsworth and Tirico. And it was great every time. And by the way, we had one tweet this morning from somebody already who's like, yeah, every time Brent was on, they stopped. And whatever they were doing, they wanted to hear what Brent had to say. He did You Are Looking Live. He did all the greatest hits.
Tossed a break
on NBC.
And had Tirico sweating because he was talking so much gambling stuff. Did you hear the whole thing? It was fantastic.
I did. While Todd was, when the moments where Todd shut up and I got to hear it, I got to.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, Tirico clearly had had some NBC, kind of like we were discussing yesterday with the music, right? NBC producers were going nuts, and Tirico's here, and you could tell he was trying to move it along. It was like, no, Brent's going to say what he's going to say.
What did he
man.
say? He had the Lions in the over, something like that?
He was just talking. I mean, they were asking him about his roots, right, and him coming up, and he was just talking about how he used to talk about the spread and kind of got the nod from the NFL. Nope, you're no longer going to do that, and then it's all come back around.
Yeah, he told the story about how back in the day of the NFL Today, which he's told many times here on air, how gambling was obviously verboten back then, and that's when they came up, he and Jimmy the Greek, with the chart, with the checkmark chart. For those of us a certain age, we remember that thing, the intangibles at the bottom, and the Greek would have to say things. He'd have to speak in code during the NFL Today where he'd be like, Brent would say, if the Cowboys were favored by 7 over the Skins, he would say, do you think the Cowboys win this by a lot? And Greek would be like, yeah, I think they win it comfortably, which was code for they will cover, right? That kind of thing. So anyway, Brent Musburger, Mazel Tov, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
And dude looks like he could be doing this for 20 more years. I sounded great, looked great.
The voice the chops are still there.
Yep.
My goodness, the voice is fantastic. We'll come back more. Terry McLaurin. We got to talk about Terry. Oh, and how do you like virtual replay last night? That's next.
Oh, look. Wow.
Look at that. Derek, what's the guarantee? Derek?
Mike, time to make history.
Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
On the next edition of Prop Points, Jim Coventry from RotoWire will fill in for Nick Whalen. We will start off the show reacting to all the big trades made in Major League Baseball. It's August, so that means it's time to start planning ahead for your fantasy football drafts. Jim will give us an early edge by sharing some of his favorite fantasy targets. Joe Sheehan will join the show to react to all the biggest trades in Major League Baseball and give us some bets he likes for the Friday MLB slate. I'm Jeff Erickson. Tune in to Friday's edition of Prop Points at 2 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The quest for $14.2 million starts right now.
We've waited. It's now here.
Record-breaking signups, $14.2 million. Also record-breaking chaos.
The number 1 team goes down in week 1.
It's crazy, dudes. I mean, obviously, this game was supposed to be Bengals blowout. No!
I'm done. The dream of going back-to-back is over.
Come on, baby!
Nobody could see this one coming.
No way the number 1 pick goes down in week number 2, but it did.
This has been the craziest year that I've ever seen.
By week 4, 75% of the entries are gone.
This is a tough competition, and it is not for the faint at heart.
Within 5 weeks, we'd lost 97% of the entries.
You can feel the tension like a hot knife through butter.
How many survivors will make it to even mid-season?
Catch the season premiere August 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
VSiN, the sports betting network.
If you want to bet smarter, start with Smarter Insights. Right now you can check out Greg Peterson's MLB Best Bets, MLB trade deadline winners and losers, and Friday's Saratoga horse racing picks. And later today you can check out Steve McAdam's MLB analytics report, Zach Cohen's tennis best bets, and Britton Hess's UFC Vegas 108 picks. What up, Britton? How you doing? Britton Hess was in the UFC picks. Right now you can sign up for as little as $9.99. What's that?
Trying to do Britton's voice for a second.
Oh, what was it?
Doing great, Gil. He's a little deeper. He's a little gravellier.
Right now you can sign up for as little as $9.99 to access all the VSiN Pro articles. Just head to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today. We get tweets at Beating the Book. I haven't read through these. I love you all though, so I'm gonna just go through these. Ron Burgundy. This is Chris Heath. I remember hearing My Guys in the Desert for the first time in that unmistakable smooth voice of Brent Musberger. Yes, indeed. Michael Salvino. E40, love it, Gil. Yes, the E40 reference sprinkled me earlier. Ace Hunt. One of the best parts of Brent's appearances on Hall of Fame broadcast was the Joe Namath story. Yes, with Brent as a young man sitting next to Joe Namath. Joe just maxed and relaxed and guaranteeing victory for the Jets before Super Bowl III against the Colts.
We had
Ace said never noticed he was right there poolside during the Super Bowl guarantee. What a legend.
Yeah, we had I don't even know what size. I'm going to go 3 by 4 foot poster of that picture down in the VSiN offices for I don't know how many years.
We had it at the South Point.
At the South Point,
yeah.
Jamie, I assume it's still around here somewhere, but
yeah. Jamie Leva, ooh, here I be. Clicked out me, sugar tea from the V. Gil always makes me smile when you drop lines from my youth. What are the chances Kelly caught that? 0.
No,
looking good, gentlemen. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Torch D, the one who put the satin in your panties. He said, me as a bookmaker, what's this? The team Gil took for most July wins is playing his team for most August wins on the first of the month? He said Mariners minus 1,200. The way that it's been going, I don't blame you. Let's see. Oh, DP, will you be able to recap your monthly August MLB wins bet? I'm on the Rangers 30-1. I've gone through reasons I won't go through here again. That's my play for the month of August. Rangers 30-1. And as Torch D said, they do start. The series actually started yesterday, but 3 games, I believe, to start it off here in the month with the Mariners. Dell Mind the Gap Radio, 68 degrees in the Northeast. He says, handicap accordingly. Little weather report from him.
What are you bragging? Huh?
DFC.
It's 112 degrees out here.
That's right. DFC Darth Vader, tell Kelly to take his car to AutoZone. They'll read the check engine light code for free in 5 minutes. There you go. All this. Okay.
See, I appreciate the help. See, that was entertaining radio, Gil. How dare you?
And Christopher Lubesnik, during the raid, did Gilbert Arenas explain to the authorities that his name is Mike Gowida? I don't know if that happened. These are all kinds of references. And lastly, Prime Time, Cowboys_Cubs1. Yo, hey, man. Despite your obvious flaws being a commies fan, the most egregious, I envy you, being able to call Brent Musberger a friend. You have my admiration and respect. Didn't have a penny on the game last night, but I stopped what I was doing every time Brent was on. Yep. I think a lot of people feel that way. The other thing about the game, beyond the actual play on the field, not to get all sports talk radio, but it was the debut of virtual replay, National Football League.
Yes.
How'd you feel about this, Kelly? I would tell you.
Loved it.
Loved it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to do this. Give me just 90 seconds here. So I'm a tennis guy. You may have heard this before. Tennis 2004. 2004. Serena's playing Jennifer Capriati.
Preach, bro. Go.
3 calls go against Serena. She loses the match. Quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. And tennis is like, yeah, we should probably do something about this. Once again, 2004.
Yep.
Because remember, tennis's history is guys like McEnroe.
That's like 21 years ago.
Right. McEnroe going, you cannot be serious, right? So that was a whole generation. That's all we had because of arguments. So finally, with the Serena match in 2004 against Capriati, they're like, we got to do something else. So March 2006, Key Biscayne.
2 years later. Only 2.
A year and a half later.
Oh, year and a half.
Yeah, March of 2006, Key Biscayne, first pro tournament, Hawkeye. Okay? Revolutionized tennis because all of a sudden you knew if a ball was in or out, right? So March 2006, Key Biscayne, U.S. Open then implemented it later that year. There's like challenge systems at the time. They took years to work it out, but they implemented the U.S. Open 2006. Australian Open did it the next year, 2007. And by the way, there was a Federer-Nadal match at Wimbledon then at 2007 where they implemented it. And a call went against Federer, had to challenge a call. It went against Federer, and he asked the umpire, he's like, can you remove the Hawkeye system? Like, that's how primitive it was at that time. They were talking almost 20 years ago. The only slam, of course, Kelly, that does not have Hawkeye is the French Open because they play it on clay, and we like the umpires coming off the chairs and going, doop, right in front of the player. So that's the only... It's ridiculous. So it's the only thing because it's clay.
I don't know. It's so funny to me at this point, though. I'd be a little upset if they changed. Just the umpire getting down and doing the little jog over is always so hilarious.
Yeah. And so, I mean, look, we don't even have humans in tennis anymore, right? The slams don't even have humans besides the French Open. It's all done by Hawkeye. Here is the difference, ladies and gentlemen. This just in. Everybody lean in between tennis and football. In football, right, unlike tennis, you don't get to see the ball all the time because there's players piled all over it.
Sure.
So, and by the way, they're not using it as a chip to mark out of bounds or anything. This is just for first downs. Yeah. So tennis is in or inbound on the court or off the court. So this is the ball, is it a first down? And you still start with humans when the ball is concealed in any way, marking the ball. So then when the Hawkeye system is used in football, it's still based on a degree of human error possibility before that. So it's a little different. Like, it's not quite the definitive thing that is the case in tennis. So it's like it's exciting, it's an improvement, but it's like, okay, everybody, let's pipe down a little bit.
It's baby steps, okay? It's the NFL in baby steps.
Yep.
And NFL is America, and we can't take anybody's jobs, Gil, okay? So you got to be careful with that. We got to keep those lines, people. Make sure the chain gang has their jobs. You can't screw that up yet, okay? We got to ease this in, okay? So this is how it works.
Okay. I just want to put that disclaimer in because people are getting all excited. They were trying to hype it up last night. I'm like, all right, everybody, let's define what we're doing here.
There's going to be moments this season,
Of course there is. Where people are going to get angry about something.
Oh, well, I think there's going to be moments where, it's going to look real bad for the human side of things, where it's like, hey, we spotted the ball here, and it's like, yeah, no, you missed it by, a foot and a half.
It's just the nature of the sport is such that you can't fully use Hawkeye to its full advantage.
Okay, so the other part of that, to your point, I also thought this was a little interesting, was just hearing them go over the details. And I'm sure all this has been out for months. I just didn't read this specific part anywhere. They're like, we have 6 cameras in action working to, triangulate
it's
this.
It's a triangulation of cameras.
I'm like, the NFL, with all this money, 6 cameras is all we can afford?
I think there's 8.
Only 6?
I think there's 8 in tennis.
I was wondering how many were in tennis. So that, if tennis has more than the NFL, that's already absurd.
Don't hold me to that one. But everything else I've said is true.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The other big football story yesterday, and Kelly and I talked about this on Monday when I first got back from vacation. First segment I launched into a Terry McLaurin thing. So I'll just repeat it again because yesterday Terry McLaurin, the incomparable one, as you know from guessing lines here on a numbers game. I mean, does anyone love Terry McLaurin more than I do?
I was going to send you a text, but I saw it an hour late and figured you'd already gotten 100 of them.
Oh, I
didn't want to be that guy.
Listen, but here I'll just recap what I said on Monday, and I'll add to it, which is Terry McLaurin is going to be. I understand both sides of this. Terry McLaurin is going to be 30 years old in the middle of September when this season starts. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, they're mid-20s, right? They're 26. DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk. Those 2 guys who just signed contracts, DK Metcalf, $33 million a year extension. Brandon Ayuk, $30 million a year. I think we can all sort of agree he ain't Jefferson and Chase per the age, but Metcalf and Ayuk, seriously? So Terry McLaurin is saying I should be making that kind of money. After all, I am face of franchise. And by the way, he's the greatest guy in the world, and no franchise could ask for a better representative than Terry McLaurin. And he says I should get that money. And Adam Peters is acting as the GM of Washington, has the position. Yeah, but you're not. But you're going to be 30, and when you do age curve stuff, I'm putting words in Peters' mouth, perhaps. When you do age curve stuff, wide receivers tend to decline once they get to their 30s. So I understand both stuff. By the way, Skins fans, for 30 years we didn't have a living, breathing, competent GM. Now we get one, and what is the GM doing? He's GMing.
Yeah.
So, you kind of have to be okay with that. And listen, Terry McLaurin's position, though, going back to his side is, yeah, I might be turning 30, but I'm only going into my, his 6th or 7th year. He only really played 2 full years at Ohio State where he was involved in the offense. He goes, so I'm not your average 30-year-old. So these players, and this applies to Trey Hendrickson too, they only have 2 things that they can do, Kelly. they can either hold out or they can ask for a trade when they're still under contract. And you can't hold out anymore. The reason that Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin are holding in, if you will, is because remember back in the day when you held out, they would fine you $50,000 a day, $50,000 a day, and then once you sign, they say, we forgive your stuff. You can't do that anymore.
Right.
If you hold out now,
you're getting dinged.
You're getting dinged every time. So that's why they show up. So the only other thing they can do is request a trade. But it doesn't mean when you're under contract that a trade's going to happen. I still feel, as a Washington fan, that they'll work it out. They'll come up with some kind of compromise. If they don't, I'll be crestfallen. But I have every expectation that they will. It'll be a compromise, then this will blow over.
If they don't, though, he's not getting traded. They're not trading him anywhere.
He's incomparable. What could you get back for him? By definition, you can't get proper compensation. Coming back.
And they're off.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Circa Survivor, the quest for $14.2 million, will make its debut next Tuesday here on VSiN. Kelly Bill 80 sent me a copy of the unfinished episode 1, the it still needs a little more editing, but it's basically episode 1. It's fantastic. The pacing of it is super rapid. It's awesome.
Right, there we go. Let's go.
10-part documentary on the world's largest legal football contest follows contestants as they chase the $14.2 million prize. Episodes air August 5th through the 9th, then again August 12th through the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern on VSiN. For more, visit vsin.com/survivor. It takes us through all of Survivor last year. And let me just say, episode 1, the most prominently featured person, as it should be, the lovely and charming Stormy Buonantony. She is fantastic in it. And the equally lovely and charming Dave Sharapan, our buddy. Those two that run the show. I managed to finagle my way into apparently, like a few little jabbing moves. I'm in there maybe collectively for 15 seconds. And, of course, what do I do in 15 seconds worth of time? What do I manage to do? I cursed.
Whoa, naughty kill.
Like, I just forget that.
This is your podcast. Calm down.
I was going to say, I thought I was on the Megapod or something.
Jeez.
I forgot that I was on a documentary. All I could hear was my mom in my head going,
embarrassed your entire family.
Really, Gilly? You can't think of better words?
Yeah.
You can't choose better words? You have to curse? Feh, gol nefesh. Sorry, I had to go Hebrew on you. That's what you said.
Dump question mark?
Circa Survivor, the quest for $14.2 million, debuting August 5th, this coming Tuesday. We get tweets at Beatty the Book. I always appreciate the feedback from everybody. Once again, y'all are the best in the biz. JC, yay area. Talked about the E40 reference earlier. Bruce Dobigan, in a time far away, I spent an afternoon at Aqueduct doing a TV guide feature on Jimmy the Greek. He was losing and went mute. Nothing. Asked him a Brent question, though, and he suddenly had stories. Lifesaver. That's great. Harold Irving said, by the way, 68 degrees in the Northeast and still no most wins in August on DraftKings, he said. Oh, I thought they put them up last night.
They're up at DraftKings.
Yeah, they're up, Harold.
I mean, if you've bet them there before, they're up. You go to monthly specials, most wins.
There you go. Monthly specials, most wins. Josie 714, with so many GOAT moments for Brent Musberger, all I think about is him talking about H.A. McCarron's girlfriend during the national championship. LOL, he's the GOAT. Oh, yeah, so many.
He is. Yeah, he is.
You know what one of my VSiN highlights is from year one? Can you imagine? It was Al Bernstein, me, and Brent, and I, a little pisher like me, had the audacity to ask Brent, hey, could you do my podcast, just a one-on-one retrospective of your career? And he said yes, and he sat with me for like over an hour, and I still have that podcast. I should link it out.
You should.
Beating the Book with Brent Musberger. We talk about Eminem being high in the booth with him.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Or that's how they said it. And actually, Brent said that wasn't the case. But we go through all that. We go through NFL Today, stories about Phyllis George and Jimmy the Greek and Irv Cross and Jane Kennedy. It was awesome. And then finally, James Fessler, Mizzou Soldier. Completely concur with you, Gil, in the NFL Insta spot. I'm interested in how they're going to sink the whistle for forward progress being stopped with the constantly changing position of the ball. Definitely not as clear-cut as everyone thinks it's going to be.
Well, that will all be 1, 2, 3, right? It's still going to be forward progress whenever that whistle gets blown. Then the humans got to go spot the ball based off of that, and then the computers will review the humans.
It's junk in, junk out. That's how computers work.
Yep.
So if junk in, it doesn't matter in the end. Pete Fiutak, ladies and gentlemen, joins us to talk some college football from the heartland, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at Pete Fiutak, Fiutak. Peter, happy football. How you doing, man?
I don't mean to, disagree with your mother, but there are no better words than swear words. They're the best. They're the absolute best, and they work not all the time, but a finely placed one, perfect. You absolutely need them.
Well, I appreciate it. My mom is shaking her head at
I'm on
you
the Gil.
as well.
I'm on Gil's side on this. I'm on Team Gil on this one.
Sometimes you need to emphasize the sentence.
Who is this friend of yours who agrees with you? Pete, college...
He's neither lovely nor talented either.
Pete, college football. Let me just talk about some big picture questions. Let's start with, I'll tell you just anecdotally, this offseason, and we've heard this in other years, not every year, but other years, where folks are wanting to sort of put Penn State in the conversation of the very elite. Is this the year where you can put Penn State up or above the Ohio States and the Alabamas of the world?
As I keep saying, they all went to the Final Four last year. They're already kind of elite. If it was anybody else but Penn State, with the history of recent history of not being able to beat the Ohio States and the Michigans and stuff, they would be everyone screaming number one this year. Last year was kind of obvious. I mean, I was knowing you all year last year saying it's Ohio State's going to win the national title. It's there's no point in watching the season. They were the best, way better than everyone else. Penn State's better than everyone else for right now. Mainly because they've got the starting quarterback who's been there for 12 years. They've got most of the talent back. They are the most complete team. And for all the dogging of James Franklin, the only other guy who's been around as long as Franklin has at one school, currently in the college football coaching world, who has 70% more better of a winning percentage is Dabo. So Franklin wins a lot of games. He's got the team. And remember, last year it's like, Ryan Day can't win at Ohio State, the big one. And Jim Harbaugh couldn't win the big one. This is the best team in the country. Now they got the best schedule. They got a joke of a non-conference slate. But they're going to get to the college football playoff. Now you got to get past the Final Four and at least play for the national championship.
On a scale from Ewing Galilei to completely meeting all the hype, where is Arch Manning going to be on this spectrum when all is said and done?
As always, he's going to fall short because everyone's expecting him to be Peyton and Eli all wrapped up in one. I will say this about him. I have not heard a single negative word about him. Usually in the little sewing circles of college football world, there's always something like, this guy's kind of a jerk. Everyone loves this kid. He's essentially the most chill kid possible. Has a great, Manning-like sense of humor. Very just deprecation. He's great with all the teammates. Every coach loves him, and he's fast. I mean, everyone kind of forgets Eli could run in college. He didn't do it in the pros, but he was a pretty good athlete. Peyton, not so much. And Arch seems to have all the mix and blends of Mannings, plus, from birth, having the Manning family teach you how to play quarterback. He seems like the perfect fit quarterback. Especially for a team that, let's see if this all can play through. I mean, he's still going to have errors. He's still going to have mistakes. He's still new. He only played 4 games last year as a starter against UTSA and Louisiana Monroe. So there's still going to be a problem, especially at Ohio State to start the season. But as far as a prospect, it's all there.
Arch Manning, of course, the short shot to win the Heisman at plus 650. If we throw those odds up there for you, Pete, where's the play for Pete Fiutak in the Heisman market?
Speaking as the person who still doesn't quite believe that Travis Hunter is ever going to win a Heisman Trophy, the play is tough because there aren't the starting quarterbacks this year. I mean, look, Garrett Nussmeier, half of college football world doesn't know who he plays for quite yet. Cade Klubnik, he's a brand name. Jeremiah Smith, I'll do my Travis Hunter thing, and no, he's not going to win the Heisman because his stats aren't going to quite be there unless he goes absolutely off on Texas in the opener, and then he's the odds-on favorite. But most of these quarterbacks are on teams that aren't going to come close to winning the national championship or even their conference championships, and a lot of them are new guys who don't have any experience. So it is a tough year to handicap this. It's going to have to be the guy who's got the big stats and the big plays. I think, looking at these stats right now as you kind of have them, I think Carson Beck is going to be good. Everyone forgets he was talent-wise supposed to be the number one pick in the draft. A lot of drama around him, a lot of other aspects to his game that everyone's got to overcome. But talent-wise, he's got number one overall pick skills in a Miami offense where he might not be Cam Ward right out of the gate, but he might be just as effective.
You and Falika, I believe, are simpatico on that. Didn't Falika love Carson Beck?
Falika's in on Beck,
yeah. Same reasoning. All right, before we go
here. Miami Chris Falika, though. He loves everything South Florida. So.
He's pretty good about that. I know he went there.
He's great about it, yeah.
Okay, before we go, give me the team, and let's go to the actual team around the country. You can go to any conference, anywhere. Not among the usual suspects that are named at the top of college football. What's the team sort of under the radar that you feel is primed for a very, very good season?
Can we say Indiana again? Everyone just assumes, their schedule wasn't all that good. They destroyed everybody. Everyone forgets, your schedule wasn't amazing, but they blasted through everyone. It wasn't their fault. They played the 2 teams that played for the national championship the year before, Washington and Michigan, blew out Washington, kind of easily got by Michigan. There one major sin they couldn't get by the elite of the elite in the college football playoff. Okay, they were still really good. They returned just about everyone and probably hold serve at quarterback. And Curt Cignetti is just that good of a head coach where they're not going to win the national championship. They're not going to win the Big Ten, but they might be right there in the college football playoff. They might get to 10 wins again.
Which is the team among the usual suspects at the top that you're not buying?
Texas. Until Steve Sarkisian, there's the guy. I mean, everyone wants to rip on James Franklin for not winning the big one. Until Steve Sarkisian can prove that he's not going to melt down in a key moment in a big game, you look at that Texas schedule, there are 3 losses potentially there. And if you don't get to 10 wins, you're not getting to the college football playoff.
Pete, great seeing you. We will talk often, sir, as the college football season ramps up. And
curse words. Let me know when I can throw a curse word in there, too.
You may not. It is not allowed. But thank you for asking. Pete Fiutak, everybody. At Pete Fiutak on Twitter. Adam Burke on the other side, managing editor on Baseball and More, next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on the Numbers Game live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. I kind of sped through that. A Numbers Game, name of the show here at VSiN. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin, everybody alongside. Producer number 9.
Hey, you.
So much more than a producer. So much more. Kelly's going through the VSiN YouTube page, analyzing the little still shots they have of your face, and you're not very happy about it, are you?
No, I wouldn't say that. Just Chris managed to catch me at a moment, I guess, where I was really fired up about something.
Yeah,
I look very angry in a profile shot.
Some would say impassioned about some stuff.
Yeah.
VSiN YouTube page with all kinds of videos from our past shows. Just another way you can take in VSiN.
That's right. It was a great teaser clip, though, because guess what, Gil? I'm going to go watch it during the next break because I don't know what I'm so angry about.
I'm glad you're locked into the show, Kelly. Adam Burke joins us now. Always a tough booking. He is VSiN managing editor and, of course, part of the whole glue that holds this whole operation together. One of the great Twitter handles of all time at Skating Tripods. Joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line, to talk about multiple things. Adam, good morning to you, sir.
Hey, what's going on? You know why I'm a tough booking? Because Kelly never texts me to ask to come on the show.
So what do you have to say for yourself, Kelly Bidlin?
It's fair. I sparingly do. Adam's a popular guy. There's certain guys on this network that are popular.
That's true. That's true. We're trying to be respectful of your time. I get it. But listen, whenever you can.
I don't care about Adam's time, but, it's just network can't be all Adam Burke.
Our house is your house, Adam. Let me ask you about a couple things. One, you, of course, and I know you are a humble guy and you give credit to others as well, but you are always integral, maybe the chief guy for every single betting guide that we put out. College football, we are on the cusp of that betting guide. Yes, sir?
Yeah, Tuesday, August 5th, over at VSiN.com, only available to VSiN Pro subscribers. So if you aren't one, become one, because it's a really, really good guide. All of our guides are good, but I think this one's really, really strong because you have 136 team previews, but unlike a lot of the other previews that are out there, we don't have to worry about access to coaches or SIDs or players or anything like that. So we can be honest. We can be very honest about these teams, what their expectations are for the upcoming season. And I think that type of unfiltered content really is a benefit to anybody out there who's going to bet on college football. So all those team previews, like I said, we had Delaware and Missouri State this year to the FBS ranks. 29 season win total bets from Steve Makinen, a preseason top 25 from Matt Humans, other feature articles, best bets from our VSiN hosts and contributors, including Mr. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin texting me and saying, I don't know anything about college football yet. Mm-hmm. So you won't see Kelly in there, but I'm sure Kelly will know plenty as we go throughout the season here on a Numbers Game. But get that guide over at VSiN.com Tuesday, August 5th, the 2025 college football betting guide.
The man guesses college football lines on this show.
I was going to add on to promote the thing that it is, in my opinion, the most useful guide that we do, because all these players move around teams and everything. Yes. I have no idea who's playing anywhere, so I pull up the VSiN betting guide.
By the way, that's a serious question. Has that sort of made when you put this out, determined when you put this out, Adam?
No, I mean, look, the thing that's really tough about this guide is we put the NFL one out on July 1st. And, the last 3 years we put it out either the last week of June or the first week of July. And it only gives us a 4-week turnaround, basically, to put out the college football guide. And to Kelly's point, and I mean, look, there were a lot of guys as I was researching. I wrote up 4 of the conferences plus the 2 independent teams. As I was researching, I was like, oh, wait, that guy's not there anymore? Well, where's he at now? Oh, he went there? Well, who went here? Like, it's crazy, to try and keep up with the portal. And keep in mind, too, I mean, a lot of these guys changed programs in mid to late December. So, if you're not paying attention throughout bowl season or the NFL playoffs or everything else that's going on, like, this is a really good refresher of who has actually changed places, changed locations, not just players, but also coaches. There's 29 new head coaches this year, and I wrote those up in the guide as well. So to Kelly's point, I mean, this is probably the most impactful and most useful preseason guide that we do, just because of all the player movement and trying to figure out who went where.
Can you give us one of your favorite bets from the guide that you provided?
Yeah, I can give you a couple of them. I don't know why Liberty is a plus money price to win Conference USA. I mean, they are far, far, far and away the best team in that conference without question. And the second best team, the consensus number 2 team, Western Kentucky, they don't even play them during the regular season. So the only way they might run into the Hilltoppers is if they play them in the conference championship game. So I like Liberty quite a bit. I mean, I realize Caden Salter's a good player, transferred over to Colorado, so he'll be with Dion this year. But I don't think he was a great fit for what Jamie Chadwell wants to do on offense. Now Chadwell has a Coastal Carolina transfer in Ethan Vasco, who he recruited to Conway when he was there. We know what he did with Grayson McCall, obviously. Now he has a quarterback that can run his system the way he wants to run it, as opposed to being such a run-heavy offense like Liberty has been the last 2 years. So I think the Flames are going to be better this year. I think they're actually going to live up to those expectations that we placed on them last season. And I think they win Conference USA. I think plus 125 is a great number on them. Then my favorite win total is Western Michigan over 5.5. Team out of the MAC. Obviously, people don't pay attention to the MAC unless it's MACtion and they're playing on weekdays. But I think Western Michigan really improved under Lance Taylor. It's year 3 for him. Goes back to his Notre Dame roots for his new defensive coordinator, Chris O'Leary. I think Western Michigan's a very underappreciated team in the betting market right now, and over 5.5 wins can actually be had at plus money. I think they make a bowl game, and not only that, I think they could be a dark horse challenger for the Mid-American Conference this season.
Was Liberty consensus, by the way, just off the top of your head, in our experts grid to win their conference?
Yeah, I would assume so. I think we had about 22 people polled or so. I'm guessing. I'd have to go back and look, but it's probably 18 or 19 that have Liberty, something like that.
So not quite unanimous. Okay, to baseball. You're a perfect guy to talk on a day after the trade deadline. Cleveland Guardians guy, Adam Burke. Adam and I are oppo on the Guardians season win total pre-flop here, and I look up at the standings. It's so amazing. Shane Bieber goes to the Blue Jays yesterday. It's obviously on the heels of the Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz gambling matter. Those two guys suspended till at least August 31st. Stephen Kwan does stay a Guardian, and yet I look up at the standings, Adam, and they're 54 and 54. Like, just go away already. My God, who is the winner or loser for you in all of this trade deadline?
Well, I mean, look, the Guardians missed an opportunity because of Emmanuel Clase getting suspended. I mean, the market for relievers yesterday, over the last 3 days, really has been very robust.
Yes.
And to not have Clase, who I think they absolutely would have moved on from him. But, I mean, also, they seem to think that they're still in this thing. And if you watch them on a daily basis like I do, they're not a good baseball team. I have no idea how the hell they're 500. I really, truly don't know. But, look, I mean, I think, a couple of the big winners here. I mean, obviously, Philadelphia and New York, right? I mean, you get a Yohan Duran. He sets up everything for your bullpen. But I really like what the Mets did here at the trade deadline. Ryan Helsley is really good. Tyler Rogers gives you a much different look as a submarine right-hander. And Cedric Mullins is a big upgrade over Tyrone Taylor. So I think the Mets really improved in 3 very key spots in a race that's extremely tight. So I still kind of prefer Philadelphia just because I like their rotation a lot more. But for the Mets to get clearly better and not give up any of their top prospects in the process, I think that was a really, really strong trade deadline for them. Also, the Cubs didn't get any household names, but I love what they did. Willie Castro can play all over the field. Great depth guy to have on a team that expects to make the playoffs. You can match up, you can pinch hit, you can pinch run, you can put him anywhere on the diamond. Really, really valuable asset for a team in a spot like the Cubs are. Mike Soroka's a guy, 4.87 ERA, but a 3.22 expected ERA. Nationals were a bottom 5 team defensively. Cubs are a top 5 team defensively. So Soroka gets a really big upgrade behind him. And he's a top 25 guy in strikeout percentage among pitchers with at least 80 innings thrown this season. So I really like those 2 moves. Plus Kittredge is a guy that can slot in anywhere in the bullpen. Same thing with Taylor Rogers. So I think the Cubs and the Mets of the playoff contenders, got definitely stronger. I mean, obviously the Padres did too, but they paid a very, very high cost to do so.
Yes.
So I can't call them a trade deadline winner. But for 2025, they certainly got better.
Yes, I think all of that is true with the Padres. Gave up a top 3 prospect in all of Major League Baseball. But yes, for 2025, that team is stacked right now. Anything on the baseball slate today that you played?
It's a rough one. I mean, there's a few blanks. Not sure exactly who's going to start. I will say one of the blanks that's out there, and maybe there's been a little bit more clarity on this over the last 15 or 20 minutes or so. I think Shane Smith is coming back for the White Sox tonight. That's kind of the expectation as he's coming back from an ankle injury. I like them against the Angels. I mean, look, if you're an impending free agent, you've got a very good chance at being traded at the trade deadline. I didn't hear a peep, not a single word about Tyler Anderson, the starter for the Angels here tonight. 4.11 ERA, 4.54 expected, 5.11 FIP. Nobody wanted this guy or maybe the Angels have fooled themselves into thinking that they're actually a playoff contender. But either way, didn't hear a word about him. So obviously evaluators around the league don't think that there's any upside in Tyler Anderson. The White Sox ridiculously are a top 5 offense in the second half. I don't know how, but they're playing really well right now. I like them at a plus money price against an Angels team that continues to be in purgatory.
Adam, super appreciate it, man. And again, congratulations again on another betting guide well done. I can say it in advance. College football betting guide coming out in a matter of days. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Adam Burke, everybody, at Skating Tripods on the old Twitter machine. Yes, please, his Guardians, go away already. 500 baseball still somehow. Falika, Fezzik next on A Numbers Game.
Introducing the $500 trifecta. Use your GBank Visa signature credit card within 3 months of account opening